Hey there to our 96 subscribers, our future subscribers, and all the people that secretly watch us without subscribing. I'm actually going to make 3 videos today, but I will upload one each day. That way I'm not overwhelming people with the videos, but I'm just in the mood to record today. So if you're wondering why I'm going to wear the same thing in 3 videos, that's why. But anyway, today I just thought I would come on here and well, first I'm going to talk to you guys about what I've been through with socializing through the computer from the time of BBSs, which was before the internet, up through this YouTube channel, and just give you kind of an idea of how things have developed over the years. And so first I'll talk about the BBSs. BBS stands for Bulletin Board System, and the bulletin board systems, what they were is back when, gosh, I don't know, 1990. So we used to have like modems that we plugged into the computers or plugged the computer into, and it was plugged into the phone line. And if you had call waiting and somebody called you while you're on it, it kicked you off. But you used to be able to use the computers and call other people's computers. And so basically, like, somebody would set up a BBS in their home, and people would take turns calling it, and they had like message boards, so there'd be like different topics, and you could just get on, pick the topic you want to talk about, and reply to people's messages or type your own message. They had cute little games, which were all text-based games. I honestly don't know if they ever went beyond text-based, but at the time I was on them, they did not, that I'm aware of. But anyway, and sometimes if somebody had a good enough system, they could have 2 or 3 people on at the same time. And so it was interesting. It was, the way things started, and our modems, they did not go very fast back then. I would explain how fast they were, but unless you were there, you probably wouldn't really be able to comprehend how slow it was compared to what we've got now. I know a lot of people complain about slow internet connections, but unless you've experienced dial-up and calling each other's computers, you have no clue how slow things could be. But anyway, and the bulletin board systems. So I used to keep a track of all of them in the area I used to live in. I used to live in Reading, and so I'd keep a list of like all of the different people that were running them. And then every month I would contact each one of the owners and ask them for updates to whatever they wanted updated, whatever they wanted in their listing. And each month I would post the listing on everybody's, on everybody's BBSs. And that way, if somebody found out about one of them, they could access information about the rest of them. And so then everybody's calling everybody. And so anyway, I originally got on there because my dad was on them, and my brother was on them, and my brother, there was this girl that was like really obsessing over him and liked him a lot, but she didn't know how to tell him, and my brother was pretty shy, so my dad created a fake account to pass messages on from this girl to my brother. And my dad was overwhelmed by how much work it was to keep up with his own account and another one. So he asked me to take over it. And it was kind of weird getting used to using a name I had never used before. And so anyway, that's how I got started on them. And then I don't remember how many months I was on it before I had my daughter. And then right after I had her, I started setting up meetings. So everybody would get together. We did meetings at the park when the weather was nice. We have barbecues and picnics, and then when the weather was bad, we'd go to like a pizza place and use their conference rooms and stuff. And then, let's see, after a while, we decided to start doing awards because we just wanted people to know what a good job they were doing on the systems. And so we made up an award thing, so we give out awards for different things. And when I decided I needed to move away for personal reasons, everybody was really sweet. They got together and they gave me a special award, which I still have, and it's hanging on my wall. I guess I should have showed you. Maybe I'll try to remember to take a picture, but they had this gathering to thank me and gave me a nice card. I still have the card too with everybody's signatures, and because they appreciated me as much as I appreciated them. And it was a really good community that we had going on. Very rewarding. And so yeah, that was how that all worked out. And then let's see, after a while, I ended up moving back to that town, got back into them some, and then eventually I was introduced to MUDs on the internet. This was my first experience on the internet, and my brother had told my husband at the time about them so I could get on there and chat with him. And MUDs, some people say it stands for multi-user dimension, other people say multi-user dungeon. I don't know. I'm not sure which is accurate because I've heard them both so many times. But the way those worked is you'd get online or like you could type in, I don't know if anybody knows what Telenet is, but basically you're connecting to different computers through the internet, and it's like a text-based game, and like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of game, sort of. Like you go around and you can kill monsters, go shopping for clothes, like online, like clothes for your characters, and it's like kind of a normal game, only text instead of what people do now. But in the time that we did this, descriptions were really good, and you could get lost in it and feel like you're actually there, kind of like reading a good book. Assuming that the area that you're wandering around in is written good by whoever designed it. Different people could design different areas. I started off, pretty low, like not knowing anything or anybody, and in the end, I was running the place, and that was kind of cool. I was helping with one, and the owner of it lost his internet connection, and he called me, and this guy was in Denmark. He calls me and asks me to take over, so that's what I did. I took over it. And this, of course, went through a phone line instead of, or I should say, it went through the modem and everything the same, except for, it's the way it is now through the internet. So, again, if you had call waiting, you had to disable it or else you'd get kicked off. But that's how that worked. And it just kind of, I loved the way it worked. It was a very good place to socialize. And I don't know, I kind of felt like I was the mother to a lot of the people on there. There were a lot of kids, teenagers getting on there, and they used to like ask me lots of questions, and I don't know, typical Pisces, I guess. I just felt like I had to counsel all of them, and I don't know, they didn't seem to mind, so and I'm sure some of them may even watch this video, so if they do, maybe they'll comment below, and you can talk to them if you really want to. the community, I mean, it was kind of like a big family in a way, but most of us never met each other. Some of us did. I did end up flying to Australia because of people I met on there, and so that was cool. And yeah, and let's see, and then of course, after, well, I mean, I was arrested like 25 years ago when I was. I just kind of lost the heart for running the place and never went back to doing it. And my dad tried to do it, but then I don't know what happened, but he let it shut down. And I don't know. I'm sure some still exist out there, because I did introduce my son to a couple of them and showed him how they worked. But I don't know what all's up anymore. And I don't know if the communities are the same as they used to be. I know the community that I seen when I was sharing with my son wasn't quite as friendly as the one that we had. But I mean, I guess it's like that no matter where you go. Some places are more friendly than others. But so that's how the muds worked. And after a while, I don't know, I was kind of not really online much for a long time because, well, I mean, I didn't have access to the internet for a little bit. I was kind of homeless for a while. And when I did start getting back into it, then, well, it was, oh my gosh, I didn't even get on Facebook until 2012. And then started finding family and friends that I hadn't talked to in a very long time, even connecting with people from the BBSs and the muds. And so reconnected with some people I hadn't talked to in forever. And Facebook, like I liked Farmville. My kids liked Farmville, so we did that together. We did Song Pop together. My mom joined us in both of those. And so we played some games on there. Mostly I just used it to reconnect with people I hadn't seen and to keep in touch with my kids. And, well, my girls, my son was living with me at the time. And more recently, obviously, I've gotten into doing YouTube. And that alone was quite an ordeal. When I first started, I don't know, I couldn't sit in front of the camera because I'd always hated cameras my entire life. And so sitting in front of the camera for 60 seconds was like a total nightmare. And I remember the first 2 videos I made that were under a minute, and I recorded them over and over and over and over because I couldn't stand looking at myself, couldn't stand hearing myself. And so I just kept deleting them and starting over because, you know, I moved my head wrong or I moved my arm wrong, or I just thought it was stupid because I was too nervous. And eventually I started talking to Branche, and he was encouraging me. And so I started like trying to make videos and imagine that I was talking to him rather than the camera. And now I just ramble and don't shut up. So hopefully you enjoy listening to me rambling and not shutting up, because that's what I do. So I'm not really nervous about the camera anymore, which is cool. A few years ago, I wouldn't have expected that to ever happen in my lifetime. So, you know, obviously growth. Let's see, what else? So the internet. Oh, you know, there's good things, there's bad things. People talk about the bad things more than the good things, but I want to talk about the good things first. I use it a lot for research, whether it's researching videos, researching for books, researching for curiosity. I love learning, love researching. I've used it to help people find people when, you know, families got separated. I've helped people find each other again. So yeah, the internet is very convenient for research and for shopping, especially when COVID hit. I mean, I was using it for shopping a little bit, but when COVID hit, it became a big thing because we wanted to go outside and deal with the other people in masks that were hostile and, you know, taking everything off the shelves. So I got kind of hooked on shopping, and of course I found Wish. And at the time, Wish used to have this thing where if you were the first person to click on something, you got a big discount. So that was kind of cool and that was fun. Although I probably spent a little too much time doing that, but it became kind of an addiction in a way. And then of course Temu, you guys have seen the Temu videos, and if you haven't, go watch them. But there are some pretty good deals on Temu. There are some things that are not the best, but for the most part, I think most of the stuff we've gotten were wins, especially if you pay attention to the descriptions of the items. But also, you know, going to Amazon, sometimes I buy food if I'm not in a hurry for something and it's, you know, and it's on Amazon. Sometimes I'll just order some food on Amazon so it'll be delivered to my door. Just convenience, like especially snacks or something. Stuff that I don't really want to take the time to go get. And so, yeah, there's that. And of course, like I said, you know, internet's good for finding lost family, lost friends that you haven't seen in a long time, haven't talked to. Looking up people, it'd be a lot better for it if I can remember their names. Sorry to all those people that I knew once upon a time and I don't remember your names. If I don't hear the name often, I forget it. And so if you're watching this and you know me and we haven't talked in a while, feel free to comment and contact me, because it's kind of cool catching up to people I haven't seen in a while. Let's see, and of course you make new friends. There are a lot of people that I'm friends with on like Facebook and stuff that I've never met, and but it's still kind of cool to get to know people. Mostly I get to know them through posts. I don't message people a lot, but commenting on posts, it's kind of cool getting to know people, get to see what they're thinking. And let's see, and then of course there's the negatives. There are a lot of tragedies that happen through the internet, and people will focus on that a lot and talk about how the internet's so bad because all these bad things are happening. And I don't think that's the reality of it. I think the internet just makes it where people know that stuff's happening. You know, before there was a lot of stuff going on that we didn't know was going on because we relied on the news. And now at the internet, people can tell everybody what's going on. And it's making people more aware of things that are going on. So in reality, in a lot of ways, the internet makes life safer because people can alert each other to dangers that are out there. There are people that expose themselves to danger by going and meeting up with strangers from the internet, and that's a completely different thing. But really, that stuff was happening before the internet. They just had other ways of meeting strangers. So I don't think the internet is really all that negative. Maybe bits and pieces of it sometimes, but for the most part, I really don't think it is. And my advice, though, I would say, you know, if something sounds too good to be true, like, oh, you won $5 million, probably not true, probably a scam. If people are saying, oh, they want to be your friend, but then they start asking you for money and you don't really know them, there's a good possibility that they're scammers. So just be aware of people that message you or friend you, even if it looks like, if they have the name or profile of a friend of yours, they might steal the profile, they might copy the profile. If you're ever wondering, if you ever think, hey, my friend's not sounding like themselves, Ask them questions that only you and your friend would know, and you'll find out if they're scammers or not, most likely. Because the scammer's not going to know things that only you and your friend know. So just be aware of the cons that are out there, the scammers that are out there, and try to be safe. Don't meet strangers in strange, dark places. If there's, like I said before, if there's people on here that knew me in the past and I haven't talked to, feel free to comment. If my old friends from the BBSs and the MUDs and stuff would like to share more information about those, feel free to share that information, and I will talk to you about it if you want. And if you just have questions, feel free to comment those too. And so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's informative a little bit. I know I should do more story times, but sometimes I don't know what to tell people. So I know there's a lot of stories in there, but unless somebody says something that triggers one, I don't think about them. So anyway, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and I will see you soon, because I got 2 more videos to make in a minute. All right, thanks. Bye.